I work at a prop house now. We do a lot of props.
Which place?
It's a hand prop room.
Okay.
And we are in the fabrication department, and we make a lot of stuff for big budget films and whatnot. And I got the honor to work on a film called Ghost Town. Was a gag was I needed to make a mummy. The film production company really wanted to nail the King Tut.
Okay.
King Tut.
Okay.
So we have these pictures of King Tut. And I was like, wow, this is awesome, this is great. It's kind of back to the creature stuff I used to do. Because the prop stuff, you're mostly doing guns and weapons and knives. And so we went out and got this big giant plastic examination skeleton. We got some pantyhose, and we covered the mummy with a pantyhose. And pantyhose is what gives that, it's kind of like skin, like dried up skin look.
Okay.
So we covered the skeleton with pantyhose. And I sprayed it with spray glue to seal the pantyhose, and started laying tissue paper and latex.
Oh, tissue paper? You mean like Kleenex or?
Like wrapping tissue paper, like you buy at
oh, okay,
stores,
right, yeah,
really
sure. Yeah.
What I would do is you would just wet the pantyhose with latex, and I actually pigmented the latex to be brown, because I didn't want to really paint the mummy so much as I wanted to kind of like make the latex kind of the color I wanted the mummy to be, the base color of it. Would pigment it with brown Pro Tints latex, and brushed it with like tissue paper on it. And when you lay it down, you could shape it and move it so I could put wrinkles on it. So I had I think about a week on this thing. It was amazing. About a week and a half. And I got in with cotton and did the ears and the eyeballs and did little eyelids and nose, and I was like having a blast working on it. So we rigged everything all up, and I had dried nails, and when I got lead press on nails and did the nails for the mummy, because the mummy still had their nails, they're preserved. So went in there and painted them all up and dried and mummified. Had a blast making it, wrapped it up, zipped it up, and shipped it. And I don't go to set, I just work at the shop. So time's going on, I'm like, hey, those guys ever get that mummy? And my boss says, I didn't tell you? I'm like, no. He goes, come here, sit down. He proceeds to tell me the story that they're shooting the scene at a real museum. And they were shipping stuff in, and the producers were there, the producer was there, the prop master was there, and the museum curators were there because it's their place, so make sure people don't bump and mess stuff up. So they're hanging out, and the crate shows up. They pop the crate open, they pull it out, unzip it, pull it out, and the museum curators go, oh my God. And they're like, everybody's like, what? They go, if you were to tell us this was a real mummy, we would believe you.
Was that convincing, huh?
They were so blown away. I was just matching the picture to the Tina Common thing, and they're really particular about it, so I was really anal about it, and my boss was too. He's like, oh, well then, I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. That's great, And so sure enough, the movie came out. I went to go see it. Big close-up.
Oh, nice.
The mummy's on the table. There's a scene where the girl's talking about the mummy and this and that. She takes and he's all freaking out, Richie Basson's character, and she takes his hand and puts it on the mummy. So they show him touch the mummy and talk about the mummy, and there's these close-ups of it, and I was like, holy crap, that is.
Ted, that's awesome. So it must be pretty thrilling to see your name in the credits on a movie like that.
No, I don't get any credit.
What? Your name doesn't end up in the end credits when you do something like that?
No, sir, I don't. Because what happens is I work for a company, and the company I work for would be cool. I'd be happy if the company got credit.
Yeah.
Like props by HPR.
HPR doesn't even get credit?
No, very rarely. And here's what happens, is that you have the prop masters. They get credit. Okay. Craft service, they get credit. The guy pushing the broom gets credit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah?
Yeah. It's like,
now, why is that? Is that just...
It's weird. I found when I was in the industry, started low budget film, I got credit on everything. It was amazing. Because I got credit on things I didn't want credit on. It's like, oh, okay, oh God, please, no, don't. Ted Smith, there it is. Oh, that's embarrassing. But a lot of big films I worked on, I would get credit. Fifth Element, I got credit. Contact with Jodie Foster, I got credit. It's like all the shows I worked on. I worked on Titanic, but I didn't get credit on that because that show was so huge. I was part of the second wave on that. They were doing inserts and pickups in certain shots. Yeah. And I can understand why I didn't get credit because I wasn't part of the main crew. I just came and we did some shots here and there. And there was that show.
But you still worked on the movie. How come? Is that just how it works?
It's just how it works because there's
like the below the line people that just don't make it, and for some reason prop makers.
You know, it's so funny. I ask all your fans out there when you watch this stuff, watch films.
You mean my mom, my sister.
Is that when you watch old movies, watch old stuff. Watch stuff from the 70s.
Yeah.
And even I would say probably early 80s and 70s. There wasn't even a makeup department back in those days. There was like some stuff would come up. There's a lot of films back, like the famous Monsters of Filmland and all that stuff, like Jack Pierce.
Yeah.
The Mummy and there was no makeup credit on those. When you watch Frankenstein,
I didn't know that.
There was no credit for the guy who did Frankenstein.
Whoa.
It wasn't until you watch movies like you laugh when you watch those films from the 70s, like credits like makeup, that was the credits. So
the takeaway is, if you're looking to see your name on screen, this is not a good way to get that done. You could be a PA, get your name on screen.
Yes, you can. That's true.
Okay.
You can. Here's the thing that's so funny.
Interesting.
It's not about being a rock star. It's like, do it because you love it. Because there's no glamour. There's no glamour in this, really. And at times it's fun. There's been times I've been on the sets and like, this is so cool. Being on the sets and things. It's cool and glamour, but it's not glamorous. It's still hard work.